This is Love from Level Up Consulting Firm. I hope you didn't miss me too much. I want to talk about being more productive in your day. So how many of you wake up with a goal in mind? You might write that plan down, and then the next thing you know, you find yourself on your phone scrolling on Instagram for hours, and then it's lunchtime. Or you get dressed and put your makeup on, get ready for the day, and you plan to go somewhere and you just never make it out of the door, right? And that's even more easy to do because during this pandemic, we don't have any outside obligations. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to talk to anyone. We don't have to do anything. And that can be a detriment to you if you are not disciplined, self-disciplined, okay? So I'm going to make this video a little bit quicker than most of the videos we have done. So first of all, set aside a schedule. So when you determine the night before what your activities for the next day will be, write down what time you want to have each thing done by, okay? That'll help. The second thing, write down specific activities. So once you get your schedule down packed, you say, I want to have 2 things done by this time, then have lunch, 2 things done by this time, then have dinner or more, depending on what activities you're actually doing. But set down a set schedule and implement your meal times in there as well. Next, schedule breaks. So if you know you're going to be on the computer for the majority of the time and your brain is going to get tired at a certain point because you're reading or because you're getting too much screen time, set aside a break. Set an alarm. When the alarm goes off, stop immediately. Set another alarm. Take your break for 5 to 10 minutes, whatever you need. Some people honestly say that from a scientific perspective, if you just take your eyes off of the screen for 2 minutes, that should do it. So once that alarm goes off, you can even set it for 2 minutes and then jump right back in there. Next, set aside snacks. So this includes fruit, nuts, popcorn, things that are going to help you keep going. I like to have water in the middle of my day, making sure that I drink a full 8-ounce glass of water and then another 8-ounce glass of water after I'm done with my next segment so that I can get all of my water in for the day. And I think that this is really important to have snacks because sometimes we genuinely don't feel like stopping what we're doing to eat. And I can understand that. I like to be as productive as possible as well. And having to sit down, especially if you haven't done meal prep yet, having to set aside some time to run into your kitchen, wash your hands, get a meal prepared, clean up, that can take up a significant amount of time that you could use in the middle of your day. And one of the things that's really good about being so productive in the middle of the day is that most businesses in your area probably operate between the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So when you have to make phone calls, when you have to connect with someone via email, when you have a Zoom call or Google Duo, whatever platform you're using to communicate via video chat, it's within those hours. And so I'm able to connect with those individuals rather than if I'm up late night working on some things. I can still be productive, but I may not be able to make that same contact unless that person lives in a completely different time zone, right? And you know, they're on the other side of the world and it's during their business hours. Next, don't allow distractions. So I'm really big on this because I love my family. Anytime they call, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? And so I'm having to train myself, especially during this quarantine, to just not answer. Or if I answer, hey, what's going on? Okay, great, let me get back with you. Or I'll let them know I'll call them back. And honestly, it's difficult sometimes, especially if someone feels like they're in a crisis situation or they're telling you a story. You don't want to stop them in the middle of their story. So it's best to just not answer at all and call them back at a time that's best for you. Maybe on your break time, you'll write down, hey, call back mom, or call back dad, or call back, one of your siblings so that you can see what they wanted. And obviously, if it's an emergency, they will text you or they will call you more than once. So don't feel like you're doing yourself an injustice or them an injustice if you're not answering immediately. It's fine. They'll be fine. The only time I recommend that you go against that policy is if you have like children and they are away from you, right? Not downstairs trying to figure out if they can have chicken nuggets for breakfast, all right? So with that being said, I hope these tips help to make you more productive. And as usual, if you need to reach me, my information is down there in the description box. Bye.
Face it, you're not where you want to be in your business. You're not making the money you want to make. You're not getting the response you want to see on your social media pages. You have to do something about it. And guess what else? It's your fault, which is why I have this image of a woman yelling at herself in the mirror. This self-discipline course is literally going to change your life. You need to be here. Click the link in my bio, take the self-discipline class, and let's get your money all the way together. It's necessary, and it'll help you in other areas of your life as well. It's time to get things done and stop making excuses. Don't even think about it. Just go register. I promise it'll be worth it. Go. Go now. The link to register for our self-discipline course is down there in the description box.